CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovic.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Yamamoto in for Ann. We begin with family members in the community calling for justice 5 years after a man, Stephen Taylor, was shot by a San Leandro police officer and died. Much of the group at the rally today was made up of young people from the Social Justice Academy. They gathered outside the courthouse in Oakland, where a judge is set to decide whether to keep the voluntary manslaughter case against Officer Jason Fletcher in Alameda County or send it to the state attorney general's office. Taylor's grandmother thanked the group for supporting her every step of the way. She says she is not stopping.
But wherever the case is going, I'm going, and we will figure it out. So we're hoping that wherever it's going, that justice will be served.
That incident happened back in 2020 at the Walmart on Hesperian Boulevard. Dispatchers got a call of a man committing a robbery and wielding a bat. Fletcher was the first to respond, and the situation escalated quickly, first with the use of a taser, then the officer's gun. Fletcher pleaded not guilty to a voluntary manslaughter charge in July of 2021. We are still waiting for the results in the tight mayoral race in Oakland between former city council member Lauren Taylor and former Congresswoman Barbara Lee. The Alameda County registrars of voters will update those numbers in the special election that will happen around 5 p.m. today. There are enough outstanding ballots to tip this race either way, so let's break it down for you. Here's the overview of the race right now. Lauren Taylor has a slight lead over Barbara Lee, 48 to 45%, but there are at least 40,000 ballots still out. That's enough votes to put either candidate over the top with more than 50% of the vote. That would avoid the need to rely on the results from Oakland's ranked choice voting. But this is what the ranked choice results look like as of right now. Taylor's lead jumps slightly after 9 rounds of tabulations, but again, we could have a better idea on the race when the numbers are updated later today around 5 p.m. Well, an update on the Santa Clara County's VTA strike. 3 of the 4 transit unions have ratified a new 4-year deal, includes a 14% raise, better benefits, and improved workplace policies. The Transit Authority also says it will issue credits to anyone who prepaid for monthly or annual passes but could not use them during the strike. Several Bay Area school districts now facing their own potential teacher strikes. Oakland teachers are voting on whether to authorize a one-day strike next month. The union says the dispute centers on the administration's lack of transparency about the school district's finances, specifically for job cuts. The district says it is committed to open communication as it tries to address a $95 million budget deficit. If a strike is authorized, it would start on May 1st. And talks continue in Fremont aimed at avoiding a teacher strike there. The teachers union says it agrees with some of the recommendations from a neutral fact-finding report, and the school district says it is ready to settle based on those same recommendations. But according to the union, the two sides are still at odds over class sizes and compensation. Well, 119 years ago today, a 7.9 quake rocked San Francisco. The 1906 quake was one of the most devastating earthquakes of all time. The disaster killed more than 3,000 people, ignited fires that destroyed thousands of homes and buildings. Veronica Macias reports from Market Street, where the heroes and the victims at that day are being honored.
This morning, as the community in San Francisco came together to remember the thousands of lives lost after the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco, there was a message of optimism and a reminder that this city knows how to bounce back from tough times. The commemoration ending this morning here at this golden fire hydrant at Dolores Park at 20th and Church. This golden fire hydrant, known as the Little Giant back then, helped put out devastating fires following the earthquake. The commemoration event ending here with a reminder that back in 1906, as firefighters rushed to help people, they were also in need, a chief engineer being one who lost his life, dying knowing that the city was clamoring for water. Today, San Franciscans were also assured that the city and its guardians are prepared for the next major earthquake, and the city continues to expand its water auxiliary system.
San Francisco, open your golden gate, don't let no stranger wait outside your door.
Commemorations started at Loda's Fountain when in 1906, after that earthquake, and the fires in the city, the fountain served as a meeting place for survivors. There was people coming together, helping one another stay safe and forming community. Today, that fountain serving as a beacon of hope and a reminder for people in San Francisco that it's possible to bounce back after tough times. A message of optimism delivered by the mayor of San Francisco and emergency department leaders.
We've gone through some tough times recently, but just like what happened in the aftermath of the 1906 earthquake, this city is coming together right now. It is a new day in San Francisco. We are working together, supervisors, department heads, first responders, because we know that when we're at our best, we're the greatest city in the world.
In 1909, the city and county of San Francisco constructed a fantastic auxiliary water supply system that we still use today, and we're continuously building it out into our Sunset and Richmond neighborhoods and the southeast parts of the city. We are very proud of that.
I am the great-great-granddaughter of one of the neighbors in the Mission District who helped fight the fire. They helped the firefighters pull the water pumpers up to this mighty hydrant in 1906. And I think it's important that we all remember that individuals, people who are impacted by these disasters can also have a part.
The mayor this morning also reminding people that since he's taken office, the city has had a tsunami warning. And the reminder this morning is that the San Andreas Fault does not rest. We don't know when the next big one will be, and it's important for you and your family to have a plan and to be prepared.
Okay, a first alert weather right now. A foggy and cloudy start on our Friday in many spots. Now looking outside, you can see a beautiful day out there. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
Just around lunchtime today, those clouds pull back along the coast, exposing all of us to sunshine, and then we're just seeing cloudy conditions along the peninsula until around 2, 3, 4 o'clock. At that point, even our coastline is dealing with nice, warm, sunny conditions. And heading into this afternoon, the only thing to mention, we're getting some gustier winds pushing in from offshore. If you have plans of doing a coastal run or just getting out there and getting some fresh air, keep in mind we could see wind gusts up to around 25 miles per hour by dinner time tonight in areas like San Francisco, stretched all the way over into Concord and up into Napa too. You take a look at the next 7 days. This is what we're gearing up for. Sunny skies this afternoon, lasting into this weekend's forecast and early next week for our inland areas. We have upper 70s turning into lower 80s as early as Monday, the day after Easter. So we're in store for such a beautiful and warm forecast. You make your way over into the bay. Okay, a little bit cooler, a little bit cloudier, but not by much. I mean, we're still going to be exposed to sunshine each afternoon. We're just seeing partly cloudy skies in the mornings for Saturday and Sunday. By Monday, if you have that day off after Easter, it's going to be a stunning one to get outside and get some fresh air.
Well, investigators are still trying to piece together clues after yesterday's mass shooting at Florida State University. Today, students were allowed back on the FSU campus student union to retrieve their belongings after being forced to abandon them around lunchtime yesterday. That's when the shooting was reported and the campus alert went out. Now 2 people are dead and a suspect is under arrest. Another 6 people are in the hospital. The suspect is the son of a sheriff's deputy. Police say 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner committed the violence with a handgun that used to be the deputy's service weapon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio signaled the U.S. could walk away from trying to broker a Russia-Ukraine peace deal if progress is not made very soon. Natalie Brand has the details from the White House.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. could move on from efforts to reach a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia if progress isn't made in coming days.
We are now reaching a point where we need to decide and determine whether this is even possible or not.
Secretary Rubio made the comments leaving France, where he traveled for negotiations with European counterparts. Senator Chris Van Hollen returns from El Salvador today, where he traveled to try to secure the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Maryland Democrat posted pictures of a meeting with Abrego Garcia, who's being held in a notorious prison in El Salvador after an administrative error led to his deportation there.
The White House called the lawmakers' visit, quote, disgusting, alleging Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 gang member. And while the courts have said that the administration must facilitate Abrego Garcia's return, the administration says it's up to El Salvador.